Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about ratios, more specifically patterns in tables of equivalent ratios. To get us started, here we have a ratio of 4 hearts to 3 stars. And when we make our table, we're going to label it with the two things we're talking about. So in this case, it's going to be hearts and stars. And our ratio in this case is 4 hearts to 3 stars. So we're going to write down our original ratio here. Now, in order to come up with equivalent ratios, we're going to take our original ratio and double it, triple it, quadruple it, and so on. So if we take our original ratio, which is 4 hearts and 3 stars, and multiply that by 2, we end up with 8 hearts and 6 stars. So that's our first equivalent ratio. Now, if we take our original ratio again, which is 4 hearts to 3 stars, and we multiply that by 3, we end up with 12 hearts and 9 stars. Now, if we take our original ratio and multiply it by 4, we end up with 16 hearts and 12 stars. Now, if we take our original ratio and multiply that by 5, we end up with 20 hearts and 15 stars. So now we're going to take this table that we made of equivalent ratios and find some patterns. The first pattern we're going to talk about is how much the table is increasing by. So our hearts are increasing by 4 every time our stars increase by 3. And that's because in order to maintain an equivalent ratio, every time we have 4 hearts, we need 3 stars. So if we're going to add 4 more hearts, then we need to add 3 more stars each time to maintain an equivalent ratio. Another pattern we notice is if we go backwards, we're subtracting by 4 and subtracting by 3. So if we take 4 hearts away, then we also need to take away 3 stars to maintain that ratio. Next, we're going to take the original ratio and notice how we could take 4 to 3. If we multiply it by 2, we get the ratio 8 to 6. If we take our original ratio, multiply it by 3, we get 12 to 9. And this is our way of maintaining that equivalent ratio. So all of these ratios are still equivalent to 4 to 3. We're just taking the ratio 4 to 3 and multiplying it by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, because whatever we do to the hearts, we have to do the same thing to the stars. We're multiplying it by the same number. On the flip side, if we take any of these ratios and want to return back to the original ratio, we have to divide the hearts and the stars by the same number. So if we had 20 hearts and 15 stars, and we want to return back to the original ratio, we have to divide those both by 5. And this is very similar to simplifying fractions.